Hi everybody, I want to welcome you to FHS Open House and to the course English 2, CP1, and CP2. My name is Tom McManaman. I'm the teacher of this class. I am so sorry I couldn't be there with you tonight. I've never actually missed an open house in the 11 years I've been here, but I had a family obligation I just really needed to attend to. So I wanted to put together this little presentation, and hopefully you'll get a similar experience to the one you would get if I were there with you. If you have any questions afterwards, I hope you'll drop me a line and that we can chat. Here's just a picture of me. If you ever see me in Stop and Shop or at an FHS event, I hope you'll stop, say hi, introduce yourself. Again, this is a night where I usually put faces to names, and I'm sorry I can't do that. So what are we going to do this year? We're going to continue the program that started last year with the freshmen, focusing on an introduction to literature, covering a mix of classics and more contemporary selections. We're going to cover a variety of genres, including poetry, the short story, the novel, and nonfiction. And we're going to do a lot of writing assignments, including attention to the basic elements of invention and pre-writing. We're going to develop thesis statements and supporting details, and also really going to work hard on revision skills. We're going to do a lot of study with grammar and usage and relate lessons from the textbook to students' own writing problems. And vocabulary instruction will continue the same as it did with freshmen. Students will keep a portfolio of the written work. MCAS preparation and attention to the learning standards are integral components of what we do. We have a heterogeneous course here, which means we actually have two classes within one classroom. We have two levels, CP1 and CP2. And what that means is two things. We have differentiated grading and assessment between those two levels. But also, along with that, everyone is working on the same skills at the same time. Everyone is challenged, and everyone has the opportunity to succeed based on his or her own point of entry. So I'm a big fan of heterogeneous grouping. I think it's been really successful for us here at Falmouth High School because everyone is challenged, because everyone can work on the skills at where they're at and improve little by little, but also because students learn from each other at all levels. And that goes forward and backwards. So I think it's a really nice way to group people and to make sure we have a full school community. In English classes, we work on skill development, not just content. So the skills are really the important focus of what we do. The first skill that we work on is the one of writing, and we're going to use the skills and formulas from previous years in a variety of ways. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to focus to different types of writing for different purposes, for different audiences. Those include literary analysis, rhetorical analysis, argumentation, and narration. We're also going to work on reading skills. We're going to improve the understanding and analysis of more complex and sophisticated works. And we'll do that with ways students have done in the past: annotation, journaling, and dialectical analysis. So just regular expectations for students on these skills. We'll also work on speaking and listening skills, developing and improving the ability to communicate ideas in a variety of situations. We do that really heavily through Socratic Seminar, but also through formal and informal presentation. I think it's so important these days that students are well versed in how to communicate ideas, how to support them. That's going to be such an important part of college and the workplace for them. And I think Socratic Seminar, which is student-led discussion, and presentations both do that. We'll also work on language skills, strengthening voice through study and self-assessment. And we'll do that through vocabulary acquisition. We'll use the literature, but we'll also use the 3 dimensions of vocabulary book they've used before. And the Kilgallen approach to improving grammar and writing, which Don Kilgallen's a guy who believes that you look at the masters to see how to improve your own writing, how to improve your voice. And so we'll be doing that. We'll be breaking down the sentences and paragraphs of famous authors and look at how we can apply that to our own writing. We're going to be preparing for the future this year. Sophomore year is a big year. You know that they have the MCAS in the spring, early spring for the ELA test. So we'll be doing work on that. They will go into the test having an idea of what it looks like, knowing the skills that are going to be assessed, and be very comfortable that they can succeed. I'm sure you've heard by now, but Falmouth High School is one of 2 Level 1 high schools on Cape Cod, which is a good thing. We're doing a good job, and so your sons and daughters will be well prepared. By the end of the year, we'll also start working on SAT prep. We'll do that through grammar study this year, and a variety of ways as the year goes on so that they're prepared for that going into their junior year. We do a lot of work with laying the foundation / pre-AP work. This is a philosophy that really touts the idea that every student should have the opportunity to take a pre-AP to take an AP class, excuse me. And you do that the best by giving them examples of the type of work they could be doing in those level classes and scaffolding it down. So again, every student has the opportunity to succeed doing that work. The major works we're going to study this year are Antigone by Sophocles, Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, Othello, the play by William Shakespeare, Into the Wild, which is a nonfiction piece by John Krakauer, and Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. We'll also be looking at other supplemental stories, poetry, and informational texts. I get the question all the time, how can I help? What can I do? Well, there are a few things. Ask your sons and daughters about homework. Ask them if you can see their cycle syllabus, which is something I give them every week, telling them what's going on in class and for homework. And just ask them what's going on in class, what we're talking about. The one thing I can tell you is that almost every single night we have homework. So if you're getting told a different story, I would ask again. I really work hard at keeping PowerSchool updated. As soon as a student has something back from me, it goes into PowerSchool. So taking a look at that, and if you have questions or concerns, drop me a line, let me know. I'd be happy to get back in touch with you. But that's a good way to make sure that you know what's going on in the course. Always feel free to email me if you have any questions. My email is tmcmanaman@falmouth.k12.ma.us. Excuse me. And you can also go to my website, macapedia.blogspot.com. And I want to show you that website just for a minute here. Here it is. On the left-hand side, any news or announcements I might have. The top runner here lists all the courses I teach, and there are some resources there. But the thing I really want to point out to you is on the right-hand side where it says under Syllabi and Agendas and Homework. If you click on that, it'll take you to a Google document which shows you the cycle syllabus I was talking about a minute ago. And if you scroll to the bottom, this is just a running document. I always paste the new one at the bottom. It tells you what we're doing in class this cycle, what's for homework, and then any important dates. So we're in cycle 4 now. I gave this to them the other day, and it's up there. So again, please feel free to take a look at that. I want to thank you all again for coming in tonight. Again, I apologize I couldn't be there. I hope if you have any concerns or questions, you'll please get in touch with me. Let me know what I can do to help, and I look forward to having a great year with your young ones there. Thank you so much.